Baba Kahn.
Hello.
Darling, it has been years that I have been hearing about you, hearing your music.
Yes.
And way before I ever entered the media business,
Okay.
I knew the name Baba Kahn.
So I was doing a good job then.
You must have been doing a good job, because not only did I hear about you all those years ago,
Yep.
but I've been hearing about you in between, and I'm still hearing about you. What is the secret to your longevity?
Perseverance. You cannot stop in this business. You just have to tackle so many different obstacles, and you can't give up. I know it's cliche to say that, but in entertainment, anything like this, you just cannot give up, because there's going to be so many obstacles you face, and if you stop at the first one, you're never going to achieve anything. You have to learn that to get something, you have to want it, and you have to persevere and go through it. And that's, I think, the secret to my success, because I just don't know how to give up. That's just, it's in me. I don't know when to quit.
Well, it's okay, because that just really defines being a true artist.
Yeah.
And that really is the foundation of being able to have the longevity that you've had. That
Yeah.
I really don't think anyone's really had the kind of longevity you've had in the South Asian community as consistently in terms of the mainstream component of really what you are.
Yeah,
as an artist.
you know
Think
what?
about
I
that.
never, you know, it's funny. You don't think about, because you're so in it, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
And then when something like this comes, you take a moment, you're like, holy, I have done it.
Yes.
You just, you know, sometimes you don't take a moment to actually appreciate the journey.
Yes.
Right? So, you know, sometimes you look at that, yeah, you know, I can pat myself on the back and say, yeah, I've done it, but it's been a trek. It's been a journey.
And you're still doing it.
Oh yeah, hands down. I think, you know, it's the best part about it is I can say I remember years ago someone said to me, hey Bubs, you have a lifespan of about 3 to 5 years, maybe as a DJ. So good luck, do the best you can. And here I am a decade later, still, and even stronger than ever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a testament to me, and I think to the people around me, especially.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you something. It's really difficult to, enter this profession anyway. We know this,
Yeah.
right? But to create a brand, number one, and to have the longevity and sustainability of that brand is almost virtually impossible. But you've done that.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask you is your brand. What is that?
I think I think with my brand, I've stayed strong to who I am. I've always basically, you know, I take the road less traveled, and I think people respect that. I don't always take the road that people assume they want you to go, and I think that's what my brand represents. It represents, hey, there's a guy, blue-collar guy, building his own track, building his own nights, building his own music sense, his own vibe, his own style, not paying attention to anybody else. If there's a bigger DJ, a bigger club, a bigger promoter, a bigger music, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not trying to be that person. I'm only trying to be me. No matter if I'm popular or not, I don't change. I don't change with the trends. I stay true to Baba Kahn.
Yeah, and I think that's really, it's your relentless need to always be authentic for you that people resonate towards, right?
Definitely, and that resonates in the music, because I'm telling you, when we, you know, as Cult Shock and the fusion style we tried to do, people were like, no, it's not going to work. And if I had a penny for every time someone told me this wasn't going to work, I'd be a millionaire, right? And that's the thing I always say. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? So that stuff doesn't stop me. So when you say no, like it's just like fuel for me. It's like energy. It's power. I'm like, when they say yes, I'm like, oh, really? You think it's going to work?
Yes, I hear you.
So I think I have this underdog syndrome as well in me that always feels like he has to overcome some obstacles all the time. So
I love the fact that regardless of whether it's a challenge or whether someone's supporting you, that you stay strong to really what your foundation is, what your belief system is. For those people out there, and you know, especially from our community, right? We're always challenged by this whole, duality, what they want versus what we want.
Oh yes,
that's a very difficult thing to overcome.
Huge, yeah.
I mean, you've gone through that. I've gone through that, and so, there's still remnants of that way that they can reel you in. Yeah. They reel you in, and that guilt kind of sets in.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So how do you prevent that from clouding what you believe in and what you need to do for you?
I think you know what, when people attack you, what you do and who you are, they can see the break in your armor if you let them. If they see the break, then they know how to penetrate and they know to attack, and then it affects you. But if there's no crack in your armor, if you stay true and strong to who you are and what you're about, what are they going to do? They can say what they want, but they're saying it, they're smacking against a brick wall, like la-da-da, la-da-da, it's a brick wall, But once that crumbles, they get through to you, you're finished. So it's always an armor. It's just like, no, I am positive, I am confident in who I am and what I'm going to do. I will not lose the focus that I'm on right now. And I've had my moments where I've said, I think I'm tired now. I've battled it, I've done this, I've opened this door, I've done this, you know what? Whether people remember me, don't remember me, there's a lot of things that I've achieved that I'm like, you know what? Okay, it's enough now. And then as soon as it's like enough, then all of a sudden this fuel of energy and something that's like, whoosh, I'm like, Bubs, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? You haven't done this, you haven't done that. And there's a whole resurgence and I go at it again. But you know what? I think it's good that sometimes you need a reminder that what you're doing is important and you've helped a lot of people. And I think the support around me and the fans and the people and the comments and the people I meet, that makes all the difference in the world. Absolutely. Every ounce of it makes a difference.
Absolutely. It's interesting because for so many years, and even till today, and I'm sure it's going to be for many years to come, you've been a real force to be reckoned with in terms of the DJ world. Why decide, I mean, you're so successful already, why decide to go in as a producer?
You know what it is? I have this issue with being forgotten, how quickly people forget who you are. So, one of the things I did was I opened a DJ school because I felt, if they don't know me for my music or DJ, I taught them something. Right. So that was important to me. That was an important part of who I was. And then the music was, you know what? If they're not going to remember Baba Kahn, the DJ, they're going to remember a song. And a song can touch you in many ways. Music is an expression of who you are, and it gets to people. It touches them emotionally, whether it's happy, sad, and that can have a lasting effect. Music doesn't die. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think that's what it is. And it's that overwhelming need to just not be forgotten. Not to let what I've done in my career just go to the wayside and like 20 years from now I'm sitting with my boys having a beer or whatever, and we're just talking about what I could have been or what I could. That's the fuel and fire that I need to get it out there.
A lot of people look at people like yourself, and they don't really know what you've had to go through. They really don't know, what the crux of your stayability is. You touched on it a little bit, but I want to kind of bring us back to that point. It's your absolute authenticity and belief in what you do, right? That just keeps you going and keeps your brand going.
It has to be, yeah. Because I can tell you sometimes it's not about the money. Because sometimes in this business, like money comes, money goes, but it's really a passionate belief in it. You have to want to do it. There's times when there's like, I can tell you, I've had more failures than success in this business, but people aren't there to see my failures. I know them, and that fuels me, and that's the thing. You have to have passion to get through what I've done in my years, or just in anybody in general. If you don't have genuine love and passion for it, you will never do it.
Yeah, I agree.
And that is the truth about it. So when someone says to me, hey, Bubs, I want to be a DJ, it's not, do you like it, do you enjoy it, do you have passion for it? Yes. No, it's something I like, okay. If it's something you like, have fun with it. But don't make it a career, because if you're not passionate about it and you don't believe in it, it's not going to pay you back.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's not going to pay you back.
What's the payback been for you?
I mean, I can say financially for years, it's, for me coming from South Asian background, no one thought I could make a stable living out of it and be successful at it. I mean, I don't want to say that's the number one payback, but that is one of the things. But it's the recognition of people all over the world. It was one thing to be recognized in Toronto, then to go across to Canada, cool. Next thing is to go to the States, and then you're going to Europe, and then you're going to China, and then you're going to India. Worldwide recognition. I can close my eyes and say I've been all over the world, and people know my name. That to me is enough.
That's insane.
To me, it is. People don't understand. Like, it's an honor to be there for me. I still believe in that way, and I still see it that way, and I don't think that'll ever change.
And is that why you decided to go into producing music, other than the fact that at some point you will eventually retire for the 58th time, right?
59th.
Let's talk about that.
Production. I mean, music is just it's the way to, if you really want to touch people, not physically, but if you really want, it's music. I mean, I'll tell you right now, music gets me high, gets me down. It's my upper.
Yeah.
Like when I play like when I'm DJing, people think, oh, he's DJing. I'm feeling my music. I'm feeling good with. If you're partying, I know when I'm connecting to you. I've said as a DJ, I'm a puppet master. I guarantee you, darling, when you're on the dance floor, I'm going to make you move. I'm going to make you stop. I'm going to make you get a drink. I'm going to make you pick up a guy. I'm going to make you leave. I know what I'm going to do. I can control you. I am so confident in my ability to control you. That's what it is. Musically, how can I be all over the place at one time and not actually have to be there? Music. Yeah. The internet. Right? Absolutely. And when I started, when I was approached by Universal to do a mix CD, and they said, hey, we want to do mix CD. They weren't talking about an Indian mix CD. They're just talking about, hey, Bubs, you're so mainstream. Let's do a mix CD. You're doing all the big clubs. Yeah. At that moment, I had, it's not like I was like, okay, this is the way to do it. I was like, no, I don't want to do just a mix CD. I want to do an Indian mix CD. Wow. And their first reaction was like, no. Once again, passion. Wow. So I said to them, I had to make a call. Yeah.
That's a difficult
call. Oh, yeah, very difficult call. So when I said no, they were like, the Universal rep was like, what are you doing? Yeah. This is a good opportunity for you. I said, no, there's no point in doing it this way because you won't reach what I want to do. He's like, dude, just do it. Just put it out. I'm like, no, I want to do it this way. Right. They're like, they're not going to give it to you. That's fine. Yeah. Walked away from the table. Yeah. Wow. Walked away. And believe me, because I know what's good for me. Yeah, it is a leap of faith. You believe in. Yep. Right? So, 3-4 weeks later, I came back and I said, listen, let's talk about this. And, I had with my team and everything like that, he broke down the population of the people in the GTA and the South Asians. And I'm like, okay, you want it your way? Here's the money breakdown. Look at how many people are in this population. Look at this. Who's buying things? What are the trends? He's like, well, you really did your market research. And I said, yes, I know this will work. Everything else you're doing is a waste of time. And so he saw the passion. He's like, fine, you make it happen. We'll get the job done. And that's how the ball started to roll. And then my job was to find people as passionate as me to produce with and to write with. And I found Illmatic and Sonny Brown.
Absolutely. And hence
Culture
began
Shock.
The story of Culture Shock.
Yeah.
What an amazing strategy, though. I mean, a risky one because you're saying no to like this big opportunity, right? And again, it comes back to authenticity, right? And what you believe in and what you stand for, right? Which really resonates with people. Yeah. But so here you are, you started, Culture Shock and brought in, your team and magnificently talented that you all are, and you're all distinctly different, yet you work so well in your vibe and energy, as a whole. But the strategy is what I find super, super exciting. Yeah. Because you were smart enough to know statistically 1 in 5 people on this planet are South Asian. Yes. And it's very untapped from a music perspective.
Yes, huge. It's very simple. And you know what, you look at it and like I said, like in this business and especially being home based in Canada, I can tell you as Canadian artists, I know them all. And I can tell you, it's a struggle for them. Yeah. The market isn't as big as you want it to be, right? Yeah. So you have to take the market and you have to look at, and I said, people, stop thinking about just Toronto. Yeah. Stop thinking about just Canada. Think of the world. Yes. That's your first mistake. Yes. Right? You know what I mean? That's the first, think of the world. So when I put that world thought process in my head, and it was a leap of faith, I kind of said, okay, let's do this music mold of South Asian music. And they still didn't get it. I'll tell you right now, they still didn't get it. It's a numbers and it's a numbers game. So when we first brought the track out and I went to Cardinal, there's the first track we did was a track called Tonight, Fat Man Scoop and Cardinal Official. Yeah. And both Cardi were like, this is different, Bubs, Indian, Bhangra, like what's going on here? I'm just like, it's cool, it's different. And once again, I'm doing this sell job on mainstream artists that had no clue what was going on, but like, this is bigger than what you're even thinking of. Yes. So they get on it, and you put the message out there, and then people get behind it. But I'll tell you right now, it failed. The strategy didn't work for Canada. When I put the single out, received poorly. No one liked it. The label didn't get behind it, didn't do anything behind it. I had they had given me a 3 compilation record deal to do this, right? And that was a cool thing. Didn't get behind it. The track went out, no one vibed it.
So what did you do?
Didn't lose focus, once again. Did not stray. Kept marketing. kept pushing. They don't want to do it, and that's the thing. I don't wait for someone to do it for me. I'm not, what, you think I'm going to sit here and rest for you to do it for me? You're not passionate about this. This is not your music. What are you going to do? You're just going to go on the first step. Someone's going to say, I don't like it. It's not your track. You're like, okay, they don't like it, Bubs. Yeah. That's what they did. Yeah. I checked further. I got the team. We went on the internet. I used all my, and I know everybody across the line. I've done things with so many people. So I hit up everybody, hit up every artist, radio station, kept playing. And then the internet just was a monster. It was a monster. Yes. All of a sudden, you know, it started picking up. It was like 100,000 views, then 200,000 views, then 350,000 views. And then everyone's like, what is this new sound? What is going on here? Then the label comes back to me 7-8 months later and says, Bubs, I think you have something here, right? Yeah. So right after that, I released something called Aftershock, which was an after the culture shock thing. And we did that. It basically spent my money, did 10,000 CDs, gave it all out, like hand to hand. Yes. And it just resonated huge. And we were everywhere. Europe, India, like people were playing us. It was all over the net. When I'm talking 350 views, turned into 1 million views. Right? And then other artists, and I remember I just called Twister and I was like, hey, Twister, can you get on this new single? Yo, Bubs, no problem. It wasn't even a sell job anymore. It was just all I had to do was look at the YouTube views. Right. They got on it. Yeah. We did that. And then after that, we released our first, and then we did that when we released our first album, Culture Shock Black Market. I called it Black Market because it had no home. Because there's no label. Right. We're doing it without a label now, right? That's
the reason behind that name.
Yeah, Black Market. And it was because there was no home for it. Right? It was just 3 guys, passion, belief, and desire. That's it.
We know you as a DJ for many years. Now you've really kicked up a storm globally with this leap of faith. You know, what do you want to do next? Where you want to go next?
Next, I mean, it's pretty simple. The Culture Shock brand is under a record label called 747 Records, which is a label that's controlled by myself and Sonny Brown and Lomatic and our manager Rinku as well. We're all controlling a label, and the whole purpose is to get the brand out. Yes. Is Culture Shock as a band, Lomatic is a solo singer, Sonny Brown is a singer, Baba Kahn is a DJ producer. So there's going to be the Culture Shock album, and then albums which each. So Sonny and Lomas will do their album, Baba Kahn will do a production album. I'll work with different artists. So that's one step. We're signing. We've already got 4 or 5 other people under us. We're signing them, producing, putting them out, marking them with the leap of faith. Yes. There's the Fix radio show that we're doing in Toronto, Canada, and then we're going to take that syndicated, and there's 4 or 5 spots we're syndicating with. That will go over the internet. We're working with artists like Little John, Sean Kingston, a couple other guys I'm not going to name. There's a lot of massive stuff on the horizon, and I'll tell you right now, it's going to get bigger, and it's going to get better because I know that now that we're grounded, and I understand it more, and I'm in it now. It's not just cliche and it's not talk. It's going to just explode. And
that's because now there's experience and strategy behind what you're doing.
Good people. And then the one thing is, you know, as much as I want to say it's just me, it's having really good, strong people around you that make all the difference. So I've got a good team of people around me that, you know, not yes men. And like, hey, Bubs, yeah, whatever. They're guys who challenge me. So when I say something, they're like, no, that's not the right answer. I'm like, okay, well, tell me a better answer. And when they tell me a better answer, I'm like, oh, damn it, that was a better answer. But it's good.
See, that's like when girls go shopping with other girls. Okay? I gotta put this in there. When girls go shopping with other girls, right? And when you have that one friend and you ask like, do I look fat in this? Right? And she'll, no, you look fabulous, you look fabulous. And then you go out to an event and every single picture you've got all this fat hanging out and gushing out of every angle, and you're like, you're like, bloody hell, that is not a friend of mine. No. But then you go with a certain other girlfriend who'll be, Raj, you need to like, no, off, right?
They need to keep it real.
It's the real. You need that real. Having people that truly have got your back means that those people aren't yes people. And that's the point you're making here. Then you know they got your back. And if they're disagreeing with you, you got to listen because they've got a point and they care about you and your project and what you're doing. So I want to ask you this. You made it on our prestige list. Yay!
Honored to be there, by the way. Thank you so much.
We are honored to have you, and we're pleased that. that you agree to be on it, babe, at the end of the day.
Yep.
And it's a part of our 10th anniversary campaign, as you know.
Yeah.
And what our purpose with this particular issue and this campaign was to look at the 10 years that ANOKHI has been around and have a look across every single industry that South Asians have made some sort of an indelible mark in, right, and have changed the game in the 10 years that ANOKHI's been around. And we were amazed, out of all the research we did, that this last decade has truly been the most dynamic in terms of the South Asian global success story.
I can see that.
I'm telling you, this is just the beginning, babe.
Yeah.
And this is what this campaign for us is about. And I always tell people this when they say to me, Raj, you know, how do you define the success of ANOKHI? I said, shall I tell you how I define the success of ANOKHI? And this is very applicable to you, right? Because you get that it's more than you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And the definition for me is simple. If there's a story to tell, we exist. And we've existed now into our 10th consecutive year. So that says a lot about what's happening in this community. And this, my darling, is just the beginning.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Believe me, you guys have hustled your way to the top, and you deserve to be there. And I've kept my eye on your magazine for many, many years. When I go to the newsstand, you're the ones who are always there. You're always there. And you've done a fabulous job. Continue to do the job you're doing. You're doing a great honor to our community and everybody else.
Darling. Ditto. And I'm so pleased that we got a chance to finally sit and chat, even though you've known about me and I've known about you for many, many years. Yeah. This, I'm telling you, is going to be the beginning of something that we're going to do out there together. Okay?
I'm looking forward to it.
So we're going to rock this shit.
All right.
All right.
All right, baby.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.